Welcome. This is Melinda Barlow, CZT, Certified Zentangle Teacher, and today's lesson is by Lizette Hofer, and it is called Sling Slang, and I really adore border patterns, and because you can do just tons of things with borders. And I've done it on a tan tile where I've accented in white or filled it in with black. It has, Lizette says it has a yin-yang effect, and so she called it Sling Slang. And when you see how I do it, you're going to see the yin-yang effect of it. It is just really lots of fun to do. So we're going to start out with, I'm going to set these aside. So I'm going to use a black tile to start with, because I think you're going to get the effect. And when you fill in with white, it's much faster than when you fill in with black. When I filled in the background with black there, it was much slower. So I'm just going to do it on the diagonal on a square, regular Zentangle paper, and I'm going to put dots, and that helps me get this tangle. It just helps me do it. So I've put my dots down, and they are about 3/4 to a 1/2 inch apart. And then I'm going to start at the top, and I'm going to come around the tangle, touch it, and then back around. So I kind of just do a swirl around the tangle, touch that dot, and then come back around. It helps me keep the tangle in some kind of an order. That one's just going to go right off the edge. So it just helps me kind of keep it in size-wise or dimension. And that's how Lizette said to do it. And I found it much easier to follow her when she put that little dot down. You can make that dot bigger if you want to, but we're not going to at this point. Then I'm going to lay it on its side, and I'm going to put that little teardrop, and then I'm going to put one on each side. I've done this on other tangles. It's kind of just that little pointy drop. So we do one, and then we come and we put one on either side. If I try to draw 3, I don't tend to get them as neat. So if I just do it one in the center, then one on each side, I tend to get a better work at. Then I'm going to rotate it, and I'm going to wait just a few seconds, because the Jelly Roll ink takes just a bit longer for it to dry. So I really should probably work this way on my papers so that I'm not putting my hand over a freshly drawn portion of my tangle. Now I have them all the way across. Now I'm going to come back, and I'm going to aura this whole thing. And I'm going to do just a little bounce over the top of those, so it has a little bit of a scallop over the top. Now I'm going to turn it around, because I find drawing towards me is much easier. I kind of come to the end. Now we're going to get that special effect of with our white chalk pencil. And if you're doing it on black, you can blacken in, but I find that I really like the effect. I could use my Jelly Roll, and they come in 3 different sizes. This is an 08. You can get a finer tip at 0.05, and I will have a even broader tip than this that we'll use for fill-in on my store, so you can do that. So now we're going to come, and I start with in the center where that dot is, and I'm just going to fill in the black and around my little lacy flower looking things. And here's where that yin yang that Lizette is talking about. Lizette is that half of it is white and half of it is black. I imagine that if you did it in a color ink on a brown tile, you could do half brown and half white. But this just goes much, much faster with the chalk pencil than it does when I fill in with my ink it in with a fine point pen. I just don't like to take that much time. I do take it when I am not on film or not on camera. So there we have the yin yang. Now to finish out that yin yang, I am not going to do the I'm going to fill in this side with my jelly roll. I tried with the chalk and I didn't like how it turned out so much, so I'm filling it in with a little jelly roll ink. Now to smooth out that white, you can take your shading stump and just blend that chalk pencil so that there's no black showing. It kind of smooths it out, and I like that look. It's a more polished look. Sling Slang is a wonderful, beautiful, lacy looking tangle. I love it. I love how I've just done a little bit of different look in the corner. I did a little fan shape here instead of the little teardrop looking one. Here I did a heart instead. So you could really use your imagination to do Sling Slang. Thanks, Lynette, for this great tangle. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel, and support from this channel comes from shopping at Inkidoodles store. And thanks again, and don't forget to tangle every day. Share the joy of Zen Tangle with your friends. It's much more fun to do when you share it.